Hello everybody and welcome back to Gaming on Caffeine. My name is Isaac and we are back for episode 22 of my modded survival island. Last episode we were working on our Mekanism or tripling system, which since the end of last episode has been working but not very well, and that is because it is running really slow. And of course the reason for that is that right now, if we include the Mekanism pump, we are trying to run 6 machines off of 1 iron generator, and that 1 iron generator is only producing 80 redstone flux per tick, which is nowhere near enough to power all 6 of these Mekanism machines at normal speed, not even to mention a faster speed, because I would in the future like to speed these machines up so that they're even faster than their base speeds. So we're gonna have to work on some kind of redstone flux power generation. Now, there are a bunch of ways to do this, and I've had so many people in the comment section suggest that I use the wind turbines or solar panels from Mekanism to do this, but that's not what I'm going to do, because although the wind turbines and the solar generators are very good for Mekanism, they're not all that expensive, and they do produce quite a lot of power if set up right, they're not that interesting, in my opinion. We could put them down, and then we could just have to leave them. They just generate power, either from the sun or from the wind, and they don't require any setup. They're not really very cool, in my opinion. And for anyone who's watched me for any period of time, you'll know that I don't really like to do stuff in the very traditional sense. You'll know from my tree farm, this could be much easier done with just a planter and a harvester from Mine Factory Reloaded, but I like to do things that are a little bit cool, and especially for these videos, I like to make things a little bit more interesting. And so, what I'm going to start working on today is trying to use Thaumcraft to get ourselves a decent source of redstone flux. And to do that, we're going to have to upgrade some of our base Thaumcraft mechanics, because right now, Thaumcraft takes way too long to get anything done, because if you noticed from, I think it was like episode 12 when we last did this, if we want to make anything, it takes forever. If something needs VNL1, we have to run around to every single ore node, some of which are quite far away, to try and charge up our wand. I want to fix that. I want to bring all the ore nodes closer to us. This guy over here, the Arcane Alembic and the Alchemical Furnace, is a setup that, whilst it works right now, is way too slow. We have to manually turn every single one of these Essentia valves. That is not something that I want to do. And so today, the first thing we're going to do before we work on the ore nodes is I'm going to upgrade this system, and I'm going to do it without using the golems, because for those who have watched any of my previous Minecraft series, you'll know that for the last like 4 times that I've done Thaumcraft, I have always used golems to sort Essentia, but thanks to a post on Reddit that I found a few days ago, there is actually another way to do it. Now, I'm going to put that post down in the description, because I'm not 100% sure on how it works, but I know that it does work, and so I'm going to use it. If you would like to find out how it works, you can go and check the Reddit thread out. I will link it below. But basically what we're going to do is we're going to make a bunch of Essentia buffers and an Arcane Bella, and we're going to see if we can get this thing to work. So, since the end of last episode, I have spent way too much time in this research table, making aspects and doing a ton of research. I've done a bunch over quite a few different sections to prepare for some future Thaumcraft stuff that I want to do as well, but the stuff that we have interested today, first of all, is in this one over here, Alchemical Centrifuge, more specifically, these guys here, the Essentia buffers. These are made using Essentia tubes with glass vials and Essentia valves. So, Essentia tubes, we need some glass, we need some iron, we need some quicksilver, and we need some gold nuggets. I think we should have most of those. Gold nuggets we should have from before, so let's go ahead and grab all 7 of those. Quicksilver we should definitely have. If not, we always have we have some cinnabar, but I'm fairly certain we should have some quicksilver, although it might be in one of our random chests kind of lying around all over the place. It's not in there, but it could possibly be in one of these. It's not. What the heck? I really need to set up. I really need to either A, get rid of these chests, because this one and this one serve no purpose other than to kind of just dump stuff in. I either need to sort out these 2 chests or hook them up to the logistics pipe system so I can access what's in there. Nevertheless, let's take you. Let's get some quicksilver nuggets. We already have some iron. We have our gold nuggets, and we should be pretty much good to go. So we'll go ahead. We'll get rid of this because we don't need you anymore. We'll put gold nuggets. We'll put quicksilver. We'll get iron. Was it like that? And then gold? Nope. Was it like this? It was. Cool. All right. Let's take, I think for now, 16 of those. And then let's see if we have what it takes to make our first set of Essentia buffers. It is going to require us to take down all of these. Thank you very much. And then that should be enough to make 4 buffers, if I'm not mistaken. Let's have a look here. We need, we need glass vials as well. And also, ooh, wow, okay, I didn't notice this. We need a restricted Essentia tube, which is made using just normal stone. I think it is. I think it's made just using normal stone and an Essentia pipe. So let's just take all 7 of those as well for now. I don't think we're going to use all 7 by any means, but we can take them and we can go ahead and do something like this. Boom. Boom. 1 can go back in. For now, we will make 3, and you'll kind of see why in a bit, but we are running out of V on there. We are very low on Terra, which I think we might have over here. Yes, we do. Let me just quickly recharge on a little bit of Terra. There we go. Thank you very much. Now that we have a better wand as well, we don't have to worry about our wand emptying out the node either, which is pretty good. And finally, we need to put you in there after we get ourselves some glass vials, which are made using glass and clay. Now, clay is something that we do not have, I don't think. No, because we are actually on an island where there is no clay nearby. I think someone did point out that there is clay like a few hundred blocks away, but a much easier way for us to get it is simply grab some earth essence and grab ourselves some water essence from magical crops. We will take all 4, and we can just then craft clay. We can actually craft it, which is kind of awesome. So we'll just go boom, 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 and boom. Then we'll switch it around so it's the right way around, and that gets us a stack of clay. Easy. So we'll take you, we'll throw these in here. I think our magical crops are actually doing fairly well. We've got 2,500 earth essence, 2,400 Minicio, and then another 2,600 Minicio in there. So we've got about 5,000 Minicio as well as way too many seeds to ever do something with. But that is a topic for another video. For now, let's go ahead and make ourselves as many vials as we can, which I think were this. Yes, they were. Let's take 2 lots of those. Thankfully, they don't require any V to make. And then it was just these in the corner, you in the bottom, these either side, and then at the top, it was the Essentia valves, right? Cool. Okay, let's go ahead and make 3 of those. And the reason I'm making 3 again will kind of become obvious next episode when we set the actual redstone flux generation up. But for now, let's get rid of all of these. And then let's put the pipes down something like this. I'm going to have 1 here, I'm going to have 1 here, and we're going to have 1 here. What I'm going to do for now is I'm going to empty these out. It's a bit of a waste of Essentia, but we don't really need it right now. We can always get more if needs be. So I'm going to put those there, and then we're going to hook this up to this guy. Right. So right now, this doesn't work. This will just do the same thing that everything else does. It will try put it in here, and then once another Essentia comes through, it will just not be able to go anywhere. And so what we're going to do to fix that is we're going to put down an arcane bellow. That is this guy over here. This thing, thankfully, is very easy to make. It is 4 planks, 1 air shard, 1 leather, and 1 iron. Let me go ahead and see. I think we have some leather lying around. If not, we can always go ahead and drop a zombie brain into our Britannia mana pool, and we don't have any leather by the looks of things. Do you have any cows? Cows would... Oh, we do. Please, leather, please? You are the worst cow ever. That was no leather. What the heck? Okay, let's go ahead and request a brain. Thank you very much. And then we should, if we have some mana over here, be able to make this work. Now, one issue we have run into is that we are actually out of leaves. Believe it or not, we have run out of all 40,000 of our leaves, and this system is now not doing anything. So, what I'm going to have to do real quick is let me go to hover mode on my jetpack. Let's grab this guy. Oh, come on now. This is the... I hate trying to do this. There we go. Okay, let's grab you. And then let's put this guy down, and let's leave hover mode real quick. Let's put that guy down under here, because I think for now, this will be a better way of doing stuff. We'll put you there, and if we grab our zombie brain, boom, we get some leather. Nice. So we'll do that. We will grab ourselves an air shard. I don't know if it has to be an air shard, but we'll take one. We already have some planks, but we are going to need some more. Thankfully, we have some logs in here, as well as the air shards. I will take you. And what else are we missing? We are missing the iron, which we already have. So, let's have a look here. If we go 1, 2, 3, 4, we then go throw the iron on the end, we throw the air shard in the middle, and we throw the something leather on the back. That gets us the bellow. If we have a little bit more order, which we don't, but we should be able to get fairly easily. I don't think it's in this one. It's not. I think it's in this one over here. Yeah, it's right here. Nice. All right, let's take a few of that. And then once we've got all of that, we should be able to make ourselves a bellow. At which point, our system is pretty much complete. So we'll take you. This is also, I think, easier to make than the golems as well. And what we do is we put that on the first Essentia buffer. Now, this still doesn't work, and this is kind of where the bit that I don't understand comes in, because I have no idea how the suction system works in the newer versions of Thaumcraft. So I'm not going to pretend to know how this works. I just know that it does work. If you want to find out more, again, links down below to that Reddit thread. But basically what we have to do is we have to right-click on this area of the Essentia buffer here, shift right-click, until it goes red. And if we do that on every side, the Essentia will pass through. And if we were to add another one, we could do it here as well. Like if I put down a pipe, which we do have. If I put pipe down here, we could do the same thing again, shift right click, and then we could put another jar down and that would work maybe, but we should do that with another buffer and not with a normal pipe. That's basically how we're going to do it. So now, if we were to find something really simple that has not that many aspects in it, what is cobblestone made of? Cobblestone is made of... Have we not searched it yet? Wow, we haven't. Okay, so cobblestone is made of Predator and Terror. So if we were to throw a cobblestone into this system, the Predator and Terror should now pass through into these two jars, I think. So I'll throw those in there. This should work. I did a bit of testing. This should work. So Predator's gone in there, and Terror's gone in there. It's not doing the first one for whatever reason. That might be something we have to work on. I might have to put another one on the end here for that to work. But as you can see, it's working. The stuff is passing through, and it is getting separated properly. And again, if you check out that post below, you can see that it does work, like, kind of indefinitely. You can have just a massive long line of these, and it will just work for as many different Essentials as you'd like, which is kind of awesome and makes our life so much easier in terms of working with Thaumcraft. So, the next thing I want to do is, of course, work on these aura nodes, because I want to be able to bring those closer, and so we don't have to, like, run around and charge our wand up all over the place. And to do that, there are a few ways that you could do that. The way that you do it within Thaumcraft, which, by the way, is not the way we're going to do it because it takes forever, is using this research down here, node in a jar, which basically requires you to build a physical massive jar around the aura node, then right-click it with your wand with 70 of every single aspect in it, which would require us to make a new wand because our current wand can only hold 50, and then you pick up the jar, bring it back to where you want to put it down, you put it down, right-click again, and you will have the node there. That takes way too long. And so instead, what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of a cheaty way, I think, of doing it. And that is using the cardboard box from Mekanism. This thing is real easy to make. It needs some sawdust, which you can get by making a precision sawmill and throwing any kind of wood through it. It also gets you 6 planks as well. So one thing we might do in the future is kind of set it up so that all of the wood from our tree farm goes through a sawmill. I don't know if that would be worth it in terms of power. Like, if we would get more power out of those 2 planks that it takes to make those extra 2 planks for the sawmill, I'm not sure. I'll have to do some testing. But if we make the sawmill, we can get ourselves some sawdust, and we can make ourselves a cardboard box. So, sawmill. Let's have a look. To make this, guy, is probably fairly easy. We need some steel casing, which we can do because I still have all of my Mekanism stuff on me from last episode. We do need 2 electric circuits, which means a little bit more osmium and redstone in the metallurgic infuser. Boom, 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 boom. That should work just fine. How is this system doing? The electronic separator is doing fine. It seems like this guy is the only one right now that's kind of struggling on power. Not quite sure why that is. I would have assumed he'd get the bulk of the power, but I'm not sure. It is getting some power, so power is coming through to here because stuff is moving very, very slowly through, but I'm not quite sure what the heck is going on there. Nevertheless, let's take both of you. Let's make ourselves a precision sawmill. Nice! Now, as to where the heck I'm going to put this right now, unfortunately, I think I'm going to have to place it down over here with my magma crucible and my fluid transposer. Again, I need to find a better place for both of these, but we can take a few of those, throw them all in there, and if you can get through the horribly annoying sounds that these Mekanism machines make, we should get ourselves enough sawdust to make a cardboard box. And there we go, 4 sawdust. If we take that and we craft it up, we get a very, very easy to make cardboard box, which we can then use to move aura nodes. Now, basically the way that this works is you right-click on the aura node with the cardboard box. It then packages it up. You can then pick it up, take it wherever the heck you want, and put it back down like so. Shift right click, and boom, you get an aura node. Now you will notice it changed the aura node. Instead of having one with order in it, we now have one with air and aqua in it, which is not the best because we kind of needed order, but the real nice thing is that we can kind of just do this again, break it, put it back down, shift right click, and now we have a different node entirely. We can kind of do this over and over again. I don't know if you have to actually, no, you don't even have to pick it up. We can kind of just do this until we get one that we're happy with, and this is a really cool, maybe slightly OP way of doing this. Now, the issue is, if you try and bring too many aura nodes too close to each other, they will actually start to kind of interfere with each other and take aspects from nearby aura nodes and kind of break each other down. So it's not a good idea to have too many aura nodes directly next to each other unless you happen to have one of these guys over here, a node stabilizer. This handy device has several beneficial effects if placed below a node. Firstly, it prevents the node from deteriorating V from other nodes or being drained in turn. So basically, you put this down and it's going to stop the interference between the two nodes. So we're going to make a few of these. I say a few, it's pretty expensive. We're going to try and make as many of these as we can. Basically, the way you make this is using some Nitor, which we should have a fair bit of lying around. We've got 3, so I will take you. We also need to get ourselves some gold, a piston, 2 blocks of quartz, and 2 arcane stone bricks. I'm not quite sure if we have any arcane stone lying around. We do. I will take 4 of those, and we could do with a little bit more stone, so I will quickly throw this cobblestone into the furnace here. We will go ahead and do a quick dump of all the stuff that we don't need now into our logistics pipe system stone. I'm going to keep a hold of. That looks fine to me. We can just organize there with either the R key on your keyboard or with the middle mouse button, whichever you prefer, really. And what are we missing now? We need some gold, which I think we should have a bit of. We are kind of running low on gold, and we always seem to be a little low on gold. And that's not what I want to do at all. You can also use it to move chests, by the way, if you were wondering. Unfortunately, it doesn't change the contents of your chests. I say unfortunately. I would probably be a little bit annoyed right now if we'd have lost our gold, but let's go ahead and let's throw the gold in up there. I think if we type it in over here, we can actually view the recipe in NEI, which is a bit nicer than trying to view it in the Thaumonomicon. Do we have any pistons? We do not. Thankfully, however, we do have the ability to make pistons. What the heck? Stop picking stuff up. Thankfully, we do have the ability to make pistons if we grab ourselves some of this oak. And I'll also take these while we're at it. Let's make ourselves some planks, and let's make ourselves some pistons. Nice. I would like another one of those. We are missing a cobblestone that is going to make that happen. And unfortunately, it doesn't look like we have any, so I will take you from there. And boom, boom, boom. Nice. Alright, that gets us a third one. I think 3 would be a nice number, although I'm dubious about whether or not we're going to be able to get the aspects. Nevertheless, let's have a look. Do we have any quartz? I think we do. We have 6. Alright, so what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to go away. I'm going to get some quartz. I'm going to make the rest of the stuff it takes to make this arcane stone. Really easy to make. It's just the stone bricks, which are, of course, made in the arcane table using some stone and some shards. I'm going to go get all that stuff after I've got some nether quartz, and I'll be back in a second. And a little while later, we can now go ahead and make ourselves our first node stabilizer. Nice. So, again, let's go ahead and quickly grab this guy. Let's go ahead and not do that. Let's grab him and pick him up. And what we can do is we can put him down on a node stabilizer. And I'm not too sure where I'm going to put these just yet. I haven't quite decided. For now, I guess I'm just going to put him down over here. But I'll put that down like that. We can put this guy on top, shift right click, and you'll see a nice little bubble form around our node. I'm not very happy with that node in particular, so we'll go ahead and change it up real quick. That one's a little bit better, but I would prefer something a bit nicer. That'll do for now. I'll work on this whilst I'm away. But basically what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm going to go where we have all the stuff that required to make even... That's not what I want to do. We have all of the stuff required to make even more of these node stabilizers. I just need to run around and charge them my one a little bit. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and make 2 more of these, bring some more nodes over, and I'll be back in a second. Finally, a little while later, we now have all 3 of our aura nodes on node stabilizers in the same place, and I've gone ahead and done a little bit of messing around with my cardboard box so that now we have all of the primal aspects here. So if I want, I can just run over and pretty much fill up my wand with any aspect that I want and pretty much almost fill it up on every aspect that I want, which is kind of awesome. And the kind of cheaty bit is that once your ore node does actually run down like this one, you can actually just go ahead and pretty much fill it back up again with anything you like. It's a little bit overpowered, the cardboard box, so yeah, we might have to tinker around with that a little bit in the future, but I definitely like it because I hate having to run around to try and find all of the different ore nodes. Right now, I'm just kind of looking for some more terror. It is a little bit time consuming, but definitely nowhere near as time consuming as flying out and trying to find more ore nodes. As you can see there, we got a bit of terror. We can go ahead and just fill our node up like so. And we're pretty much good. So, what I'm going to do, guys, with that, I'm going to end this episode here. Next episode, we're going to come back and we're going to play around with a bit of the Technomancy mod. This one is a mod that kind of bridges the gap between Thaumcraft and other tech mods. And this is going to be the mod that allows us to generate redstone flux using Thaumcraft, as well as making a bunch of other cool stuff in the process. But that is for next episode. For now, guys, thanks for watching. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to hit like. It really does help out a lot. Leave a comment down below, and I will see you guys next time.